Welcome to Lunch and Learn Zoom Friday. On behalf of Olivia Boa and myself, Olivia is in Boston in her home stomping grounds. Hope y'all been following her this week. It's been kind of fun watching her go back home, and she's still been able to do her lives and all of that stuff. So anyways, we just want to welcome you. I'm starting a new series beginning today, a wealth builder series, because we've all, got kind of caught up in this mass hysteria over building wealth, and we want to do it the right way. We want to do it fast. And so there's a few things that I want to make sure that we have some foundation blocks underneath us to do that. So for the next probably 4 to 5 weeks, every week, we're going to be taking one little piece of that and kind of building on that. So before we get started, a couple of things. I'll let us go around the room, but Barb is back and we've not seen her in a long time. So I want to welcome you back, Barb. Kind of give us an update on what you're doing. Now, don't go into what you and I talked about yet. We're going to talk about that in just a little bit. Yeah. Okay. So just go ahead and kind of give us all an update. Tell us where you are and what you're up to.
All right. Well, thanks for letting me back into the group here. I've missed being around. I have moved twice in the last year, and I'm now living in Winnipeg, and I'm about to launch a new business called Click Here Pro Agency. I'm really excited about it, and I've got some fantastic opportunities for people. And I'm enjoying life while I'm taking care of my 87-year-old mom. And it's nice to see everybody again. Like, seriously, I have missed the connection with this group, but I'm back, and within a week or two, I'll be here every Friday.
All right. Fantastic. Brad, what's going on with you? Look at that beautiful background there.
Yeah, I have no idea how it got on there, but I don't know. It just popped up and I said, I'll go with it. So, how are you guys?
We are hanging in there. So are you at the same location or have you moved?
No, we stay at the same location because we love it here.
Good deal.
See, that's the back window.
Right, there you go. There you go. Balbir, come on down. Anything new going on with you?
Nope. The only new thing is that I'm another year older. I had a birthday last week. Got to see a grand niece that I haven't seen since she was born, because she was born last year and I never got to see her until she came up to Ottawa. So that was nice, and just to downtime with the family was just awesome.
Fantastic. Something I need to say also, Richard is not here today, but in case you're watching the rerun, thank you, Richard, for hosting for me last week while my husband, we were in surgery all day. It seemed like didn't get him home till late, but anyways, thank you very much for doing that. I appreciate that. And I wanted to give him also a shout out of how flexible he was. I don't know if y'all saw that situation, but they've been kind of traveling around using Airbnbs in Mexico. There was a storm that came in and different things, and then they were scheduled to move to one location, and I guess their AC went out. And so they had to move to a different location. And, for some people, that would be very stressful and all that, but it sounds like they just took that with a grain of salt. And even though I think they had to even move to another side of the country or something, I don't remember exactly. I was going to talk to him about it, but they just, like water off a duck's back, just be flexible and go with the flow. And it is what it is. So I just wanted to commend him for that. Bruce, come on down. I'd like for you to also give us an update on, I watched Laurel's new video this morning about the Ask Laurel. So if you want to give us a little update on that as well as what you're doing.
Well, yeah, just been working on some projects with in coaching program with Ellie. And so some of the ladies in there, we did an event last month. And then one of them did another event last weekend, and I did the tech support on that with Zoom and that. So it was interesting learning experience on on some of the tech issues that I wasn't aware of, but I'm in remodeling my little office computer room here, so I'm working on that. And Laurel's book, the Make Your Kids Millionaires. They had their first master class. One of the bonuses for getting the book and the NFTs and that, they had their first master class last night with the authors. So that was good. And Laurel's starting a new kind of revamping her Ask Laurel program. She's going to be moving into a subscription model for those that are not part of the big table. I think she said it was going to be $17 a month, and you'd be able to participate in the Q&A laser coaching each month.
One of the things that I thought was interesting in this morning's episode that she did, she talked about private banking, you know, being your own bank, going through, and that was quite an interesting scenario that she gave. And then she talked about how it was important, you know, for generational wealth, and we're all interested in that, to make sure that you have your LLC set up, but you need that LLC in a trust so that all of that stuff goes through without having to go through probate and taking all your money. So you need to, you know, make sure that you've got your entities structure set up and all of that. And then another thing that I heard this week, which was really interesting, is somebody had been a sole proprietor for, I don't know, let's just say 20 years. And they simply did do nothing but change from an LLC to, I don't remember whether it was the S or the C Corp right off the bat. But anyway, either one, I can't remember. But they did just that one small change. And on their $100,000 income, they saved, I believe it was $10,000 or $15,000 in taxes, just by making that one change. So entities do matter, but it depends on your individual circumstance as to which entity is going to make the most sense for you. So that family, you know, had been living, let's just say 100,000 minus 10 or 15. So their net would have been, let's say 85, 90,000 a year. Now they have an extra $10,000 to $15,000 take home pay. That is significant, y'all. That's almost $1,000 more a month by just simply changing entity structures. So anyways, I thought that was, you know, something that I wanted to make sure to go back and remind you that once you get your, I mean, you should do it ahead of time, but some of us didn't, you know, so just make sure in the future that this is what you're looking at.
Yeah, because the S Corp and C Corp give you additional tax deductions and benefits, and you know, we had our big table laser coaching Tuesday, and there's a lot of that came up, saying this is like she owns nothing and controls everything. Is the way of generational wealth, and her companies own her car, her house, and everything. So it's just a way of doing it, and pays for a lot of the different things. For like, there is no such thing as a vacation. There's just business trips.
Yes. Yes. And the other thing also is when you're talking about individuals, and I'm just United States, but you guys who are in Canada, you'll know what your tax rate is. Okay. Think about that versus on some of these corporations. I'm not telling you to do corporations. I'm not telling you to do LLC. I'm saying get with your, you know, advisors and let them tell you what's best for you. But when you look at 28%, 32, 38 on up % of your income versus on some of these corporate tax rates, I think the bottom one was like 10% or something like that. You know, so there's a significant difference in tax rates and stuff. Of course, we want to shelter as much as possible, and we want to minimize what we owe as well. So anyways, just wanted to go over that.
And one of the other things, just what I mentioned about having your company own, like your vehicle and that, says absolutely do not put your vehicle in a company that has a lot of high value assets in it, because it opens the door. If you get in an accident, you could, you know, lose all of those assets. So you want to make sure you have multiple entities and you put your assets and divvying them up properly, and including where you have your car. And that's so that you're not exposing your assets to potential loss.
And one of the things, always we'd been talking about, when you making payments and rent and leasing, how leases are fleeces, and that's normally not a good idea. One of the times, and this is just kind of an added bonus to you, one of the times that makes sense is if you need some tax write-offs, a lease or a rent payment, all of that is tax deductible. Where if you're buying a vehicle, not all of your payment is going to be tax deductible. You do have depreciation, and those type things, and your interest you get to write off. But when you have a lease, which is rent, the whole 100% of that is tax deductible. So again, depending on where you're at and what you're needing as far as your finances, that's something else to take into consideration. Claudio, I saw yesterday I believe it was yesterday, where you and Kate got to get together and hug each other's neck. That's a lot of fun. What's going on with you and her? Give me an update.
Yeah, well, she was, she's going kind of through down, and she's going to be heading down towards the States. She was in Mississauga, which is sort of a part of the GTA on the West End, for a few days. And I believe today she's out in Markham, which is on the east side of the GTA. And then she's going to start making her way down south from there. So, I found out that she was in Mississauga, and I said, well, we got to get together before you head out. So it was a last minute thing, and we got together for a nice lunch at Moxie's, and yeah, it was a nice time.
Love that. Love that. So what's going on? You want to give us a quick update on some of your things?
Yeah, well, I gave myself another pay raise the other day, so I'm up to the $50,000 pack in Cash FX. So that's exciting. It's going to be a nice tidy sum now per week. And there's going to be a couple of big changes and announcements coming up in 2 of the 3 platforms, the Cash FX and the Carbon. So that's really exciting now. It's just kind of a day-to-day, week-to-week type thing. And, within the next few months, Cash FX will also be opening up again in Canada and the US. And we did learn a little bit more about why. And it was more of just the structure, the way Cash FX was set up, that didn't allow them to be open in Canada and the US. But they've already got everything all in place. And it's just waiting for all of the fine details, all the I's to be dotted and the T's to be crossed. And then they will be legally opening up in Canada and the US again. So that should be in the next few months. So, and Novatech is steady as ever can be. It's been great. So, yeah, it's just been, it's been a blessing. It's really been exciting.
We had a huge week for the co-op and the pig group last week. It was over, I think, 11% or whatever, but that was bonuses, commissions, plus our earnings and all of that stuff. So I hadn't looked today, but anyways, we had a really great week.
Well,
Also, while I'm thinking about it, Helen, if you remember right, Helen recently bought a new house, new to her house, and she's been working on that. But I saw this morning where she had received her book that she had published one of her stories in, I guess, with a group of other people. So we want to make sure that you reach out and congratulate her on, she does stories for all of us, all this stuff. And now she has her own book. So we want to congratulate her on that. Barry, come on down.
Well, hi, it's great to be with everybody as always. And this week is Family Week. Tomorrow night, I'll be taking my son, Jason, out with Linda, celebrating both their birthdays. His is his 50th. So that's a really special time. And for the first time since Christmas, on Wednesday night for Linda's birthday, we were with all of the family, the grandbabies, the 20-year-old and the 18-year-old who was 6 foot something, but getting all the family together. So it's just been a really special week. And next week, Linda and I are going away, not on Friday, but Saturday and Sunday, we're going over to West Virginia and take a little relaxation. So great time of the year.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Jessica, long time no see. Come on down. Give us an update.
Hi, everybody. Lots of stuff happening. I totally missed this group for sure. And I mean, I think most of you know I do the sales and marketing consulting, LinkedIn and social media training, and the virtual assistant stuff. And the company itself has been growing leaps and bounds. We now are developing a small team of 3 for an HR department and HR systems and processes. We're hiring 60 new team members in the next 2 months. We have 50 virtual assistant team members right now and almost 100 clients in 17 countries. We just added Amsterdam. We just hired a CFO to help us run the company. And we have a small, I think we're up to 5 small marketing team. And that's one of the things I wanted to say today is I have marketing executives who are starting to attend different events like these on my behalf. Of course, this is one of my favorite groups, but I think it's also a great group for someone who's, you've always worked on the pitch and supporting each other. And this one's such a safe and loving group that I'll be sending some of my team members here on my behalf to represent me as their marketing executive, which is kind of exciting. And we've hired a customer service and team specialist to support both our customers and our team members. So we're kind of growing. We're kind of doing some really cool, exciting things. I can't announce it yet, but we have a big event in November happening that I am collaborating with another organization on. And it's so big that we've already planned out the next 5 to 10 years of dates for it. And we've reached out, even though it's our first annual, we've reached out to some corporate sponsors just to have a conversation with our idea. And it's so unique that we already have interested corporate sponsors, considerable ones, like names you would recognize. So we're excited about that too. So within the next 2 weeks, we'll be able to release the details behind that and get you guys involved, but it's going to be really, really cool. And I don't know, overall life is just super good. So, and just happy to see all your faces and missed everybody. So.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Glad to see you back. And congratulations on all of that growth. That is amazing. One of the things that I've done all last week, if y'all saw that Money 2022 series that was all over the internet, it was free. You could get, the 9 episodes. You had to watch it within 24 hours, for free, or you could buy it. Well, I wasn't sure if I was going to get it, but I really, with the caliber of people that was going to be on there, I really wanted to see what all of these experts were saying, because they had a variety in there, not just everybody who thinks the same way. I mean, it was a mega group of some really heavy hitters. So I did go ahead and purchase that. And over the next few weeks, I'm going to be sharing some of the insights that I learned in that group. And a couple of things that I want to bring to your attention right now that you may or may not be aware of. One, the inflation, the gas pump situation. Okay. It's killing us right now, right? I don't know about y'all, but it's over $5. In some places, it's almost $6 a gallon here in the US. And it's my understanding it's per 8. Wow.
8 in Canada for a gallon.
Wow. Crazy. Well, the inflation as of May for the US was 8.6%. And they're expecting that to go up to like 10% or more, like really quick. They were talking about the food shortages, getting yourself ready, all of these things. It wasn't all doom and gloom. They were just kind of setting you up. And one of the things that you may not realize, now other countries have different percentages, but in the US, when your president Biden did that stimulus package, he increased the dollars by 40%. 40% of our cash that's flowing in the US right now was based on stimulus dollars. And I wasn't aware of that till they broke it all down and they said, and that causes, anytime you flood a country with the currency, that's going to cause inflation. Well, that's also happening around the globe. And they talked about the central banks and what all they're trying to do and all of those things. And it was really an eye-opening deal. It's scary, but yet if you are aware of it, you can get in front of it. And there's some things that you can do, which we are. We know that we have to make on our money, if we want to beat inflation and we want to have the same spending power, we have to make more than that, right? So if our inflation right now is at 8.6%, we have to make 8.6% more just to break even. Okay. You need to understand that, because all of the prices of our goods and services that we want is more expensive, and it's only going to get worse before it gets better. So that was something that was interesting. And then the other thing that they brought out, and this is not about politics at all. Okay. So just going to put that out there. But one of the things that they said was an eye opener for people around the world. Prior to COVID, prior to the Canadian truckers thing, we would have said, most of us, this could never happen. And what I mean by that is when they seized those bank accounts, the GoFundMe accounts, and all of that money that was going into that, we would have said that they wouldn't have that. We wouldn't think that they would have that authority or that they would be able to do that. And then I believe there was a short, run on the banks and some different things. So I think for a lot of people, not just in the US, not just in Canada, but those were the primary two, and that's where most of us are from. That was a huge eye opener for us to realize, whoa, if that happened to them, it could happen to us just for willy-nilly. Okay. So that was one thing. The other thing that was really interesting is it was brought up that they have the Social Security account that never before that would they have thought that they could have raided that account and used it for something else. And I'm talking again in the US, right? For our Social Security, we got all these baby boomers who are now starting to take money out. Well, you've got a smaller group of people that's putting money in. So if you have 100 people taking out and 60 people putting in, what's happening there? Eventually that money's going to run out, right? Okay. So that was the Social Security that years ago they started in raiding. So we know that. We didn't think that was possible, but it is. Well, something that was brought up this week that I didn't think about was your 401ks and your investment accounts. I guess there's a clause in there. You may not have read all that fine print, but I guess there's a clause in there that yes, indeed, it would be possible that if our governments needed that money for something, they could take it, y'all. They could take it. And so now people are out here thinking about what other things did we think would absolutely be not possible that anybody would think about doing might be possible. So those are just, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to, raise your awareness to some things that I've been hearing out there. So anyways, that was something else that was pretty incredible. So again, that's enough on this week. I'll share some more next week, what I've learned. But anyway, let's get into a little bit more about this wealth building scenario that all of us have been wanting to get into. Now we have our businesses, which is the primary focus of our income earning. Some of you are using your business income for your actual living expenses. Some of you are not. Some of you are already retired, already have a nice little income. And now it's kind of, I don't want to say a game, but you have other things. You're wanting to make a world of difference. You're wanting to really do some great things. And so maybe that's not the reason that you're here. So what we need to do is we need to figure out, okay, what's going to be your aim? What's going to be your goal? And one of the things, if you need part of that to live, okay, we have that set aside, but now you need a wealth building fund. Okay. So instead of calling this a savings account or something like that, which really limits you, let's start thinking of what we need to do as part of a wealth building fund. And then Let me let her in right quick. So when you're talking about this wealth building fund, you could do it in dollars or you could do it as a percent. Okay. One of the things that I'm noticing, and it's myself included, and I've mentioned this a couple of different times, and I'm going to ask Bruce to chime in here just a little bit, but we're getting so busy doing stuff that we're not focusing enough on income producing activities. Would you agree? Okay. And then the other thing is we're beating ourselves up going to, and I love networking groups. Y'all know that I'm the queen of networking. I love meeting new people. But when you think about all these great people who are out here making millions of dollars, the wealth builders, they're not spending all their time going to networking groups all week long. They've got systems in place to kind of help them generate leads, bring them through their funnel. And some of you can do that, some of you can't. And I understand that. So we've got kind of a mixed group here. So I want to go into that just a little bit. Bruce, I know you and I were talking about the other day. You want to kind of expand on that just a little bit, and then we're going to again go through a short little funnel, and then I'm going to back up and we're going to do some scenarios.
Yeah, it's one of the things. Last week I went through a 3-day speaker training course or workshop, and they're talking about, people are busy, they're active doing stuff, but they're not doing revenue generating activity. So they're busy, but they're not really being that productive. But one of the things they pointed out in, people developing these small courses and workshops and promoting that, like let's say $197 or $247 course or program, it actually takes, they're comparing that to selling from stage, whether it's online or in-person stages, and your bigger 5K and 20K programs. It actually takes less work for you to put together and market these bigger packages than it does for the smaller ones. So you have more time to actually, promote them and sell them and actually do what you love and do the training instead of trying to market all these smaller courses. But yeah, it was interesting how they kind of laid it out. This is in everybody. They said that the people that are really successful, like Nancy said, they're not doing these network marketing or networking groups, going to meet and greets and having their little elevator pitches for that, because it's not as productive. I mean, this is very few people get very much money from those particular events. So by focusing on, they were saying that everybody needs to develop a 1-hour presentation as your base. And there's different elements in this 1-hour presentation or talk that, think of it as Legos. If you only have like a half hour that you need to present, you pull certain segments out. Okay, this time I got a 2-hour presentation. So you just add a little more detail, more Legos in here to expand on certain areas of that 1-hour talk to stretch it out. But the elements all stay the same. And it's just that structure, and that's kind of your base presentation. And so that's the core presentation that you really use in your signature presentation. So, but again, they were talking about how to identify, really map out what you do every day, and for like a week. Okay, how is that actually generating revenue? Is it generating revenue? And what can I do to turn it into a revenue generating activity. So, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And I invite each one of you, as you're going out, a lot of us are doing all different kinds of training, to bring that forward to the group, because again, iron sharpens iron. You know, if each one of us went to, you know, a $99 seminar and you take good notes and you come back and there's 10 of us, well, 10 times 99, now we've all received that much training, you know, so take good notes. And that's one of the things that I always, you know, try and do is bring it back. And some things everybody will be able to use. Sometimes, you know, it's kind of pick and choose what will work for you. And we're all a little bit different, but I really want to get into the wealth building portion, because, you know, that's kind of where we all want to achieve financial independence. And what that means is different things to different people, but basically it's where you have enough passive or nearly passive income coming in that will take care of your basic needs. Okay, that's your basic needs. That means food, clothing, and shelter. And that kind of is your first step. Once you get that taken care of, then everything else is gravy. Then you are really what's called financially independent. Now, when you get into the other things, if you've got loans and different things like that, then, you know, you need to work on getting that. But that kind of is your first step. So what I thought we'd do today is we're going to talk about, you know, traditional. Most of us in this group, it probably would be safe to say we're over 35. Would that be a true statement? Okay. All right. I'm
How many-
pushing six.
how many times?
I'm pushing 60. I'm going to be honest and open. Okay. So I do not have 30, 40 years worth of compounding time to create my fortune. I don't. Okay. Nor do I want to. But for me and most people, I would say it probably would be reasonable to put a 5-year plan in place, and that would be reasonable for most. Well, with some of the opportunities that are available today, we could do it less than 5 years. But I'm just saying, just generally speaking, our group, our goal is 5 years or less to put everybody on the fast track, so that in 5 years we can come back together and we can say, hot dogs, we're done it. We've got everything that we need. We're making the impact that we want to make and all of that stuff. So we're going to win some, we're going to lose some. And so basically the traditional routes are not working. So we have to look for non-traditional opportunities. Some of those are in the crypto space. Some of those are in network marketing. Some of those are in new business ventures, you know, the business capital. I mean, there's a bunch of different opportunities available. So July is coming up, and that will be our next quarter for our co-op. And then we'll be talking on June 21st. That is our next meeting. So if you have any business opportunities that you'd like for us to look into or consider for, you know, testing out, trying out, and publishing our results and all of that stuff, make sure you get those to me before the 21st so that we can do that. So let's look at some numbers. Y'all know I'm all about the numbers. So something reasonable. Okay, let's say you have a business and you've got X amount of dollars that's going to take you for your normal bills and stuff. But now you want a wealth building account. Okay. You want to build wealth. So how much money should you set aside? Well, that depends on what you're doing. Well, how much money do you think is reasonable? Well, again, that's personal choice. So for right now, let's just say that our goal is $500 a week that we would like to put aside for our wealth building activities. $500 a week. That would be about how much a month? About 2,000. Okay. Y'all can unmute yourself because we're going to be talking through this. Okay. I'm going to use Novatech as an example, only because it's got a 3-year track record of about 3% a week. And I feel, you know, 99.999% confident in that ability of that platform. There's a bunch of others out there that we can try, but let's just say that. Okay. So if I wanted to use Novatech as my example, how much would I need to put in so that it would generate $500 a week for me so that I can take that money and invest it somewhere else or put towards my wealth building account? And how would you figure that out? You would take $500 because Novatech is paying 3% a week, and you would divide that by 0.03 because that's 3%. Can somebody do the math for me on that? $500 divided by 0.03. Go ahead.
Well,
Claudio.
I can tell you without even figuring it out, I've got approximately $18,500 in my account, and I'm earning about $500 a week. That doesn't include the team building. It doesn't include any kind of growth.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm right in that range right now.
All right. So thank you for sharing that real live example.
No problem.
All right. Can y'all see my screen?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So let's see.
$16,666 is what.
All right. For those of you who might be skeptical, we'll make sure 3% per week. We're just going to roll it up 6 months because I want to show you something here. You're compounding weekly. All right, so this doesn't give me a chance to see it weekly. It just does it monthly. So if you just kept on compounding, the first month you'd get 2277, 2588, blah, blah, blah. So here's your balances at the end of each month.
One
Okay.
thing you have to keep in mind though, Nancy, the figures I gave you are based on how much I'm earning. Now, if I were to take all that money out, then it's not compounding.
Right. And so that's going to be our next little example here.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to use 15,000 because here's the scenario that I'm trying to get to for you. You may not want to keep it in Novatech. Let's just say you have something else that you're wanting to put this money in. Let's just say you're wanting $500 a week to do anything with. Okay. How would you get that? So let's see. All right, in this calculator, you can do a withdrawal. And again, this one doesn't give me a weekly option. It only gives me a monthly option. So I'm going to say I want to withdraw $2,000 a month, which is roughly $500 a week. It's not really, but close enough. So here's what happens if I had 15,000 in and I take 500 a week out, 2,000 a month. You'll notice that the balance, what's the balance doing?
Pretty stable.
It's going up a little bit too, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you could still, if you started out with 15,000, you could take out 500 a week easily, and you would not be taking away from your principal because it would be growing at a faster rate. See that?
Yeah, and by taking it out weekly, it allows it to compound
more. Exactly right. And that's why I would encourage you, if you're going to do something like this, that you would take it out. Okay. So let's say that your goal is, okay, that's a good goal. I'd like to take out 500 a week, but I don't have $15,000 sitting around to put in there. Okay. So let's figure out now, from now till Christmas time, how much would I have to put in there, compounding at 3% a week if I just let it roll, that by Christmas time, I would have that 15,000 in there. Does anybody want to have, take a guess about how much you would need? And we'll start from there. Because that's what you do. You just play with these calculators. What do you think it might be?
So that by the end of this year, you are able to do that? Okay.
Yeah. Let's just say that you got a little bit of seed money, but you certainly don't have 15,000. So what might you need?
I'm thinking as little as 500.
Okay, let's try 500. 3% a week. Okay, we're not going to do that. Nope, Not gonna cut it.
Not quite. Okay.
All right.
So that's let's see, that's the initial balance. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's not a withdrawal, it's a deposit, right?
Yep. It's a deposit.
Well, you have withdrawal on there, I thought.
I
No,
thought I deleted it.
Yeah, she
Yeah, I
deleted the
delete- I
amount.
deleted it.
Oh,
All right. Since
okay.
we,
I
since
thought
we
it was
needed,
highlighted. Sorry.
But now-
okay.
But now it says if you start out with just $500 and you deposit 100 a month,
Yeah, that's a different scenario.
yeah,
But we're just right now trying to figure out, okay, I've got a little bit of seed money. How much seed money would I need that by December I would come up with, I would have my 15,000 so I could start 2023 and be
Yeah.
able to take out $500 a month. I mean, a week.
Bump it up to 750.
Okay. I don't think that's gonna be enough. I think we're gonna need to be in the thousands. Cause it's only 6 months. 6 months.
Right, there's your 1,600. Oh,
No.
no, 16,000. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna have to go, let's try 6,500. I'm thinking it's gonna be something like that. Let's see.
Yeah, I was missing a comma.
Okay, yeah, we're close. Okay,
Yeah.
14. All right, let's see, 65. Let's bump it up to 7. There we go. Okay. So it's 7.
That's just a one-time deposit.
Yeah, that's a one-time deposit. Okay, of
So roughly
$7,000.
half, okay.
Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about, let's write that number down. 7K, 6 months, you're going to end up with 15,096. All right, let's say we have $1,000 and we're going to do what Bruce is saying. Let's say if we want to deposit, what would be something reasonable if we started at 1,000, reasonable to put in each month that you might think would be affordable for you? You want to try 100? 200? What do you think would be affordable? Reasonable for you and your business to set aside and say this much dollars out of every amount that I make this month, I'm going to put into my wealth building account.
Why don't you just use 100 and it gives us nice.
Okay, give you an
number.
idea. Okay. Because that's all this is. We're just playing around with numbers, trying to see where it's going to land. Okay, 100 a month. We'll end up putting 1,000 in, and 100 a month will give us 3,000. Okay, that's not going to cut it yet.
Yeah.
All right.
You almost need to do 1,000 a month.
Yeah, well, let's see here. Let's do 250. Let's see what that is. And it doesn't have to be December. I'm just doing this as an easy example to put a goal, a 6-month goal out there for us to see where we need to be.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. As we can see, that's going to take a while doing it that way. Let's see what that's going to be. Yes, it's possible. We just got to figure out the numbers because it's just a numbers game. Getting closer.
I thought that wasn't it?
Mm-mm.
No? Oh,
Almost there.
14. Yeah,
Yeah.
almost there. Okay. So
So-
we've almost, let's try 1,600. And keep in mind, if you put a little bit of that, if you divide that 1,600 up into weekly, it's going to compound quicker for you instead of putting it in one time a month.
there you are.
Okay, there we are. All right.
So now you
So-
can actually flip it if you've got a larger amount that you can put in initially.
Yes.
You can lower your monthly or weekly deposits.
Okay, so let's say we've got $1,000 and we know we need to put in 1,600 a month, which would be 400 a week in order to hit our target of 15,000 by December the 31st. All right. So let's talk about the $1,000 first of all. And let's talk about a $100 product or something that we could do for $100. we would need to get rid of 10 of those. So what could you sell 10 of at $100? What's some kind of knowledge that you have, or a book, or a product, or something that you could think of that you could just put up there and it be evergreen? Because that's what I'm talking about. Something that would be evergreen that you could just to get your seed money. You would only need to do 10 of those. And if you wanted the 15,000 up front, let's divide that. You would need 150 at $100 each. Would it be reasonable to think that most people probably could come up with $100 for something if it was something that they really, really needed or wanted?
Yeah, and that's another thing for having your product funnel. You list out all the different things that you can offer, products and services, and the price ranges. And okay, how many of each of those would I need to sell in order to get that $1,000? And this comes back to what they were talking about last week. It's actually, if you have a higher ticket item, you need less of those. So, but you're just having a mix of the different products and services and different price ranges. You can play around with how many of each of these would I need to sell combined to make that 1,000 or 1,500 or whatever.
Yes. So I want you to wrap your minds around that this week. I want you to really think long and hard about what could you do? Okay, 15,000. Okay, that would be 15 at 1,000. Do you have something? Now, not all of you is going to have a product or a service. Some of you are in network marketing and you've got these other things going on. But this is just something to keep in mind that maybe you do, or you could sell or promote somebody else's something that would get you that. Okay. So that would be 30 at 500. And then it would be 150 again at 100. Okay. Now, the beautiful thing about Novatech and Cash FX and some of these other ones, and I'm not sitting here, I'm not trying to promote this. I'm just giving you an example because a lot of you are in network marketing. This did not take into any considerations the commissions and the referral bonuses and all of that stuff. So if you are in that kind of company, why not just think about, okay, I'm going to take X% of all those bonuses that I earn. Even maybe you don't want to take your actual earnings, but maybe just your bonuses, and say, I'm going to take 25% of all my bonuses and I'm going to put that towards my wealth building account. But you have to set this up kind of like a money rule in advance so that there's no emotion tied to it, because we get, I mean, I'll give you a perfect example. I was going home for my reunion last week. The afternoon before, at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm driving down the highway 5 minutes from my house, and my compressor goes out in my SUV on my AC. It's a 10-hour drive. I live in Florida. It would have been absolutely miserable for us to take that trip, and I was worried that something else might have went wrong. So I had to then emergency fund it, rent a car, $1,000. It's $500 plus your deposits and all of that stuff. And then you have to wait for that deposit to come back when you turn the vehicle in. And yesterday I had to take the vehicle to a shop. Well, if I didn't have money things set in place, I would be robbing Peter to pay Paul and doing all of this other kind of stuff. And so if you've got that, you need to have an emergency fund. That's one of the things that we talk about, but you need to have these money rules so that no matter what, don't get into your wealth building fund, because that is your future. So think of that as a type 2 emergency fund. No matter what, don't get into that fund for something that's not a wealth building activity. Make sense? It would have been real easy to pull out of this and pull out of that, but you can't. You just got to have discipline to not do it, because like I said, most of us are over 40. And we don't have a lot of time, and we're wanting to make millions, not just barely get by. So that 500 a week is just kind of a starting point. So I want you to think about the 500 a week, and then I want you to think about what's it going to take to get us to 1,000 a week. Okay, 1,000 a week is good money. 4,000, 1,000 times 52 is 52,000. Next, then I want you to bump it up to the next level, whether that's 5 or 10,000 a month, and figure out what's it going to take. It's just a math problem, y'all. And there's all different kinds of scenarios out there and opportunities that we need to be looking at around the globe that can bring us great returns. Now, what we do here is we are into the high risk, high reward. Yes, we lose money. Yes, we make money. We hope that we make more than we lose. So, you know, we have to minimize our risk the best that we can, and do a few super high risk, and all the rest of them kind of ones that we can kind of take to the bank, right? And so I need you out there looking for all these new things. Yes, there's going to be scams out there, but there's also going to be some wonderful, wonderful opportunities that we should be taking advantage of. And at the end, your money, you might want to be putting it into hard assets eventually, but probably that's not the right place to put them right now. Like, you know, the stocks, bonds, mutual funds, that market is going crazy. The crypto market is going crazy, but we're still making money. And so one of the things I wanted Barb to talk to us about is she was telling me about this cool little tablet that will increase, and this is very timely. It will increase your gas mileage, your fuel mileage. It cleans your engine, and it is a network marketing option. So I wanted her to come on today and tell us a little bit about that, Barb.
Thank you, Nancy. And absolutely, you're right. This timing on this product is phenomenal. So I'm just going to give you a real quick overview of what this tablet can do for you. So yes, there's a business opportunity here as a network marketing, but I want you to know what the product is. So cars and vehicles are our second most expensive item that we buy. And they're very expensive to maintain. And now with the soaring price of gas, I mean, things are just getting so expensive. It's like a double whammy when it comes to your car. So this fuel tab, people refer to it as rocket science because it was actually created by a rocket scientist who worked for NASA. This product has been on the market for over 30 years. It's patented. And it's just so everybody knows, because you may have heard of fuel tabs in the past, this is the only fuel tab that is patented worldwide. You drop these pills into your car. It's going to get absorbed into your gasoline because it is actually made from gasoline. It is untraceable in your gas, except for markers that are put in there. The product will save you gas money because you're going to get more miles out of your tank of gas. It's going to clean your engine. It's going to extend the life of your engine because it's more lubricated. Your oil changes. How much do those cost? $100, $65? You can now go from having your oil changed every 4,000 kilometers to up to 20 or 25,000 kilometers before you get your oil change. This product is so new to the public that it's only shipping is beginning today or Monday, one of the two. This product was designed by a rocket scientist who worked for NASA. He started his own company while he was working with NASA to provide NASA with rocket fuel. There is a bazillion knockoffs in the marketplace. And to be honest, I got hoodwinked and I was involved with a knockoff product. But because of the knockoff product, I then found the real McCoy. And this is an opportunity that is so timely. I'm very excited about it. To stay in the business and get all the maximum benefits out of the bonus structure, they're looking for people to be spending $60 a month on these tablets. In the US market, tablets cost about at $60 when you buy a package. The tablets cost you $3.33. Okay, now if you take that $3.33 and, or even let's just go with the most expensive way to buy it is $4. So you put a tab into your car, your truck, it's good for gas and diesel. If you got 10% more mileage out of your tank of gas, the tablet kind of, it balances out, right? Now, if you don't have to get an oil change for 6 months, that's going to save you $100, $200, depending. And now that you talk about the wear and tear on your engine, this product will remove all the carbon that is in your engine right now. And carbon gets built up in an engine at around 20,000 miles. It doesn't just spew this out your exhaust system. It actually takes that carbon and it burns it in your engine. So you're getting whatever energy is in that built up carbon, it is getting used. And because this product makes your fuel so efficient, they can say, and I get to say, that when you use this product, it is going to remove 70 to 80% of the harmful emissions that come out of your exhaust. They're gone. And the reason for that is because it's burning your fuel as close to 100% as possible. I have a lot of details about this product. I could talk for probably 45 minutes. But I just wanted you guys to know that this incredible product is coming, like it's shipping
Here.
now. It's available only in Canada and the US. Is it okay for me to put a link into
No,
the chat?
don't do that yet, because here's what I would like to do. I want to bring this forward to the co-op and see if this is something that we might want to do as a co-op and get an affiliate link. And then anybody who wants to buy then would use our affiliate link
Into
into the co-op is what I would really like to do, because I just, like I said, I thought this was extremely timely. I looked at the website, looked at all that, and I wanted to commend you, Barb. You've done a terrific job. Would you agree, of explaining it in layman's terms and letting us all know, kind of what it's about. And one of the things when she said it's been in business for how many years, Barb, was it 30?
35 years the company has been in business, and they have upgraded their patent and changed and improved the product 4 times in the past 30 years.
But it has not been on the consumer side. It has been on
The industrial side.
the industrial side.
And it doesn't impact your car's warranty or anything like that.
It's OEM compliant. It is EPA registered, and it is the only fuel tab that is EPA registered. And you guys are probably familiar with a product like STP that you pour into your gas tank. And the idea of that is to clean your engine, and it does clean your engine, but all that cleaning goes into your oil. That's why your oil gets dark. So when you remove that carbon buildup and burn that carbon buildup, your oil stays clean much, much longer. They have documentation coming out of the yin yang. This is in 20 countries. It's been used in industrial products, in gasoline, and in diesel. Police cars, Walmart did a test for them with their trucks, and they were showing between 5 and 8% reduction in their fuel usage with this product. Now, for you and I, 8 to 10% is, it's not going to be that big of a deal, but it's going to give us, an extra 50, 60 miles, right? But when you're talking about a truck that's using 100,000 gallons a year, that is an enormous amount. That's thousands and thousands of dollars. And now this product is available for us.
Yeah. I just think, the emissions. Go ahead, Bruce.
There's a big disconnect in my mind. I'm a logical thinker here.
Sure.
The gasoline and oil in your engines do not mix together.
No, of course they don't. But when the gasoline runs through your car, Bruce, There is particles, there's molecules that don't get burnt up, the hydrocarbons, and there's also gums in gasoline, and they help the carbon stick to your inside of your pistons. And so this product removes all of that and burns it. Without this product, the carbon that is the oil that is lubricating your engine, it's taking away some of those carbons, but that is why your oil gets blackened, is because it's got carbons in it and they wear down. And when you use a product like STP or some of these other cleaners, what they're doing is they're washing your engine and they're putting all those solids into your oil, and you need to change your oil shortly after doing it because it breaks down.
Well, that's the disconnect that I'm getting. It's a fuel additive.
No, it's
So
not actually a fuel additive. It's a fuel catalyst.
Well, I mean, what I'm getting at is it's going into your fuel. So it's burning more efficiently and cleaning your engine. The deposits that it's cleaning is no way that those deposits go into your oil that's lubricating your engine. So that's the disconnect that I'm getting on this. So
the product itself will clean your entire engine anywhere that the gas is hitting it. So as soon as it hits, when you put it into your tank, into your gas tank, it is going to dissolve. It is actually made from gasoline, and it has some very patented high-tech processes to it. It dissolves in your gas, and what it is going to do is break the larger molecules of the gas down. So as that gas now passes into your fuel filter, it has smaller molecules. I can't tell you exactly what it does with the water that can be in your gas, but it eliminates it before it gets into your engine. It reduces the hot spots in your engine, because sometimes there'll be like 200 degrees in one place and 1200 degrees in another place. So it evens out the burn temperature. Bruce, if you want to have, I can send you a video clip because it explains it in great detail how this all works. It's really very fascinating.
Yeah, that sounds
that would be
really
great. And
fascinating.
again, we may have questions, and Barb, I don't know how you knew all that stuff. I mean, I'm amazed that you did. I mean, just a layman person would not know all the stuff that you just told us. I mean, I'm sitting here in shock. So thank you. And again, we'll get some questions. This was just, I wanted to introduce it.
Right.
And then Claudio asked, can you give the name of the company? I can't remember what it was, Barb.
The company is called Accelerate Fuel Tabs.
And it's spelled differently. I've
Yes.
just remembered that.
Yeah, it's with an X. What I'd like to do, Nancy, and if I could, is I'd like to put a little package together of detailed information that you can have a look at, so that when we bring it up in the could we bring it up in the co-op on Tuesday?
Absolutely. Yeah, we're going to.
I will put a package of information together, send it off to you. And it is, it's mind blowing, you guys. Like, this product has been used for 30 years, 100% track record, 100% no harm guarantee.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
it's
I
timely.
definitely
Like I
say
said,
that-
we'll take a look at it.
Yeah, we
And-
definitely need to put this in the co-op, I think.
Yeah, I mean, this could be a huge moneymaker for us. And again, I'm fixing to go on a trip. It'll be a 17-hour drive from here to Wisconsin and back. That's 34 hours that I'll be in my vehicle. So this would be a good time for me to test it. And again, just to see. But anyways, thank you, Barb, very much for bringing that to our attention. I wanted to give you the
Thank you.
opportunity for that.
And thank you
then-
for your questions, Bruce.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, again, so just to reiterate, let's really start focusing in and come up with a plan, and we'll start doing this each week come up with a 90-day plan that we can build ourselves up, no matter whether it's 500 a week that you're looking for, 1,000 or more. But let's get on a trajectory here. Let's get on the same page. Now, we're all not going to be, the same, doing the same thing, but I want to kind of challenge you. Let's get serious about building wealth. I mean, most of us are, but I think we've just been kind of dabbling. But I think our last 90 days has been very exciting, especially for those of us who are in the co-op in the pig group. And that's really got us all hyped up of seeing the possibilities and what is possible out there. So we need to see what else is possible out there. And we've got right now, like in the co-op, we've got Cash FX, we've got Novatech, we've got Daisy, and Daisy's just had some breakthroughs as well that we need to take a look at. But again, we need to be diversified. We don't need to just to have everything in the cryptocurrency or into the foreign exchange, because that's risky. The more stuff that we have, even though that's where the money's at right now, we do need to be looking at some different options as well. So we need to figure out, spread the risk. We need to, figure out some exciting things that we would like to be a part of and just start working towards that goal. And I want to get the rewards back where, we're giving everybody weekly rewards. Go ahead, Bruce.
Yeah. One of the things too about the wealth account. I mean, don't just set aside, earmark, the different dollars or percentages in your current bank account. Actually, I checked with my credit union and I said, okay, I've got like on my business side, I've got a checking and savings separate accounts in my business as well as on personal. So I said, is there any limit on number of accounts or any fees? Like, no, you can open up as many additional savings accounts and that there's no additional monthly fee, there's no monthly fees. So that's what I would really suggest and advise you to actually open up a separate account that doesn't have any monthly fees and make that your wealth account. So it's physically separated from your other money.
That's a good idea. And you want to have, not that we want our money sitting idle, not doing anything. I don't mean that at all, but you want to be prepared for when opportunity comes along that you can say, wow, man, I want to take advantage of that. Boom.
And the preparation for that is to create your money rules.
Yes.
And you need to have it so that when an opportunity appears, you run it through the checklist on your money rules. And if it doesn't meet all of them, it's like, okay, well, next one then.
Yeah, because it's an emotional thing. When we're talking about our money, we get so tied up and we get hyped up and excited that we lose our minds sometimes. So we definitely want to make sure that. Yes, Claudio, go ahead.
Yeah, just kind of want to expand a little bit on the whole thing with Cash FX. I know most of you have heard me speak about it before, and because it's been shut down in Canada and US, haven't really talked about it much. But some of the changes that are coming out, first of all, we may need a new calculator, because right now it compounds only when you upgrade to the next level. And when it changes over to the new system, it won't be compounding monthly, it won't be compounding weekly or daily. It's going to be compounding every trade. So if you have 4, 5, 6, 10 trades in a day, it's going to be compounding every single one. The returns are going to be higher because you're going to be using an AI factor in it. The card is going to allow you to take out your money instantly, no more waiting for withdrawals. So there's going to be a lot of benefits. Maybe we can factor that in too in how we build our wealth. Maybe we might be able to use that as well. We have the card that's going to be available, and we're going to be able to use that for just about anything.
Yeah, that's absolutely a great example, because that's one thing in Laurel's Big Table Camp. We've got the iFlip platform, and this is for, when things were active and really going well with the stock market, and they just now are introducing crypto trading too, but they had set what they call smart folios, where you put your money in your iFlip account, and it will, with this true AI that would take you in and out of the different markets. And Kelly Korshak, who's the genius behind the AI, one of his talks, I think it was last month, he was saying that the way the instability with the stock market and with crypto, the way it's going, says their AI model, it's just got everything sitting in your cash. It's not in the market. It's very rare that it'll move you in right now, just because of the way the market is going. But I mean, those like the Cash FX, those type of platforms that give you the ability to access the money is a great wealth account, so that you can have your money sitting in, available for wealth and have it do the trades. But if you need something, you have access to the money.
Yeah.
And that's exactly the way carbon is right now. The money that we're using in carbon for them to do the trading for us never goes into carbon. It's in our own designated wallet that we have access to anytime we want.
Yeah. And that's, that's something that it's ours just sitting there. We do have that in there, but something that just reminded me of, I hope you received that notice that I did. One of our members tried that vanilla gift.net, and we're pretty sure he got scammed, because they said it confirmed was going to send him on there. So do not use that site for it. And I did find that there was another site that you can do $25, $50, and $100 Visa gift card, but do not use the vanilla gift.net for your Visa gift card. And he sent, their customer service a message and all of that, and hasn't received anything back, except for the fact that they told him that one was all sold out. And this is what makes us think it's a scam. That one's all sold out. Now these are digital, y'all. That one's all sold out, but if you'll send me $150, we do have the $150 one still available. No. So anyways, I told him, where to turn them in, and all of that stuff. So anyways, we do have to be careful with it's a shame that there's, scams out there going, because that is an option that we are all looking for. And for us to be able to transfer money between the co-op and all of the members, we've got a lot of members right now. And so we need something like the Cash FX card, or, some of the other ones that we can transfer free amongst ourselves and there not be a fee. And so if you see anything like that, be sure and let me know, so that we can vet and try and figure out something that's affordable for everybody to use. So we all use the same crypto card.
Well, it'd be nice to have the whatever the platform we come up with is for our wealth account, but also be able to pay our co-op fees.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I am right in the middle. After listening to all this Money 2022, I'm 99.9% sure that I'm fixing to go to nothing but crypto on all of our membership fees and all of that stuff. No more dollars, no more PayPal, just through crypto. Haven't totally convinced myself. I'm still hanging out there just a tad bit, but I think it's time, and I'm excited about trying that. So any other closing? Anybody got anything for closing? All right.
I just want to say I'm super happy to be here again. I just feel like I'm back in the business world. I've been out and I'm back in. So this is great.
Good. Glad to hear that. Sophia, you came in. She has, just for those of you who may not know, she has another engagement that takes her all the way up, and then she always comes in at the same time. So she's not being tardy and rude and all of that stuff. She has another engagement. So thank you, Sophia, for always being so good about going ahead and coming. Do you have anything that you want to share with us this week?
Well, there is something. I have just joined a new platform for leads, and you were talking about income generating activity. So this particular place is called NowSite, and you can get leads. They give you leads at a reasonable price. So that way you can, reach out to people on social media, email, phone, and all of that. So I don't yet have an affiliate link or anything like that, but I was pretty excited about it. I started, I think, last week. And so I've gotten some leads and reached out to some people and everything like that. So, that's my latest.
Okay. Well, keep us informed. And then if you get an affiliate link, by all means, let us know, because we want to support, one another in our efforts, and we might as well be getting paid for it, right?
Right. And it's pretty low cost, what they're doing, compared to some of the others. I heard one lady said that she had an opportunity similar to it, and it was like $500, and this one is like $37.
Oh, wow.
For like 100 leads, and then if you upgrade to unlimited, then there's another fee for that and stuff.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, all right. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I will see y'all soon.
Oh, I have one question.
Questions are 2 for 99 cents, Sophia.
Where is the link for the Tuesday? Because I'd love to be able to hop on my phone, and be able to, to get in.
I'm going to double check that to make sure that there's not an error, and then I will post that in our pig group. Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yep. You're on mute, Barb.
Yeah, Nancy, I'll talk to you in a couple hours.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay, thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Nancy. Everyone have a great weekend.
Right.
Bye.
Yes,
Bye.
you too, Claudio.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.